A lot of feedback when Nigel comes in from Nigel's Animal Rescue. Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, good to see you both again here tonight.
You brought a friend with you.
I have brought a friend tonight. We've got Michelle here from the Oakley Wildlife Shelter. And I just want to start off tonight saying I've got a bit of a gripe that's been with me for many, many years now. We get a lot of calls that come from these big animal welfare agencies, domestic animals and wildlife, and they get a lot of publicity and a lot of money goes into these big organisations. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the crunch, when you ring up and say that you've got a cat stuck up a tree, or you've got a bird down your chimney, or you've got you found some wildlife somewhere, in reality, they don't come out to pick it up from you. They will refer a lot of these calls through to volunteers, and they also refer a lot of the calls for people to take the animal to the local vet. And then the local vet contacts the local wildlife shelters, who are the volunteers that actually then go out, pick up the animal, they take it home with them, and they look after them, and that's all funded out of their own back pockets.
Exactly. So there's large institutions that get a lot of publicity for doing good work that they do, but it is specifically targeted at an area that does not necessarily cover the rescuing of injured wildlife. And
that's right, in the suburbs.
Yes.
And getting out there and getting hands-on. So they will certainly take the animals in, but not get out there and pick them up.
Yes, so it is important to think of the businesses, or what are they, the charities, I guess,
yes,
that are actually out there doing it tough, because they don't have the profile that the media give to others.
Nor the funding.
And because of that, because there are institutions, of course, who are terribly well funded and advertise, get a lot of community service announcements. And
they do, but yes, as I say, when it comes to the crunch, I mean, I've been involved in this for 28 years now. I had 64 phone calls yesterday, and that's a very average day for me. A lot of these calls are coming from these wildlife charities, and they're just not getting out there. And it's people like Michelle that I've brought in tonight, who gets out there off her own back. She drives around, she picks up all the animals, she takes them all home, and she cares for them and looks after them. And they're the people that are doing
at your own expense.
Yes, absolutely. So, Michelle, I'd like Michelle to sort of just state a few statistics on the numbers of animals that you've actually had come through. You're telling me just before, since June, you've had how many possums?
Well over 300. Over 300.
Wow.
Plus magpies, lorikeets.
When you say 300 possums, are these possums that need relocating, or have they fallen out of trees, or what?
It's spring, so we get a lot of the babies in for spring.
Oh.
A lot of them have been cat attacked. We get a lot of cat attacks, or they've been hit by cars.
Yes.
Or stuck in chimneys. All circumstances.
Right. Isn't it cruel the way they ban trees so that possums no longer have their natural habitat?
It's disgusting.
Well, that's one of our big problems, is with the brush-tailed possum. He's very lazy. He'll only build a nest in a hollow tree.
Yeah.
Now, we've come along and taken away all the hollow trees out of Melbourne because they're dangerous. So we've taken away their natural habitat. And this is why possums go down chimneys every night. They're trying to get into your roof to go down inside the wall cavity, which is the equivalent of a hollow tree. So, and the trees in the parks around Melbourne, they've been there for 100 years. They're still there now. Why start banning them now?
Yes,
it doesn't help.
It's very cruel.
Yeah, that's
I wouldn't be surprised if occasionally a tree is banded while there are still possums up there.
Yes, I myself have dealt with quite a few cases like that over the years, where we've had to get the possums out, or at times the possums will actually jump out of the trees as well.
That makes me so angry, because they got here first. They've been here for millions of years.
Yeah, well, animals certainly have, so that's why we speak up loud and clear for them.
I mean, we're the invaders, aren't we, Michelle?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What are some of the unusual ones you've had this weekend, Michelle?
I had a ringtail possum in a lady's kitchen cupboard yesterday.
Oh.
I had another one down a drain the other morning.
What was that little fella that you were telling me that you got in today?
Oh, the bird, a bittern. It's actually on the endangered species.
Oh, what's a bird?
A bittern, B-I-T-T-E-R-N.
Oh, yes. Are they native to Australia?
Yes, they are.
I thought it might have migrated from somewhere else.
No, it's miniature. It's only.
What was wrong with him?
He had an injured wing and he was underweight.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And he came out of the Edithvale wetlands area, didn't he?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Able to save him, or
No, unfortunately.
You know, that wetlands used to extend for miles and miles. When I was a little boy, I'd ride my bike from Edithvale up Springvale Road, turn right where Highway 11 is now, Freeway 11, and there was wetlands all the way to Frankston.
Yep, for sure.
ride your bike? I thought you would have had a chauffeur-driven limo.
I was 11 at the time.
Sorry, we're straying off topic.
And now tell us the name of your shelter, Michelle.
South Oakley Wildlife Shelter.
And whereabouts here situated?
Marumba Drive, South Oakley.
All right, and I'm sure that you'd always be grateful for any volunteers who come to help you, or for financial help as well.
Definitely.
How long you been doing this?
18 years.
Yeah. Still love it?
Yes.
It becomes, if you're anything like Nigel, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, you get up at 5:30 and you go to bed at 1 a.m. and sometimes later.
Oh, yes, but
the animals are worth it. They're a reward in themselves.
Well, folks, we have a couple of calls for you. Firstly, here's Loris.
Hello, Lois.
Oh, hello, Nigel. Nigel, I've got a problem with the kookaburra.
Oh, yes. What's that?
And he keeps banging at my windows, and I keep shooing him away and throwing things at him, but he's the most persistent thing you can ever imagine.
Yes, I've dealt with quite a few of those over the years. It's a territorial, and he sees his reflection in the window, and he doesn't like having another male around, so he obviously wants to attack himself. It's not an easy one to resolve. The first thing you've got to do is cover your windows up. And,
I've got a lot of windows.
You've got a lot of windows. Well, that's the problem. It's always difficult to resolve it 100%, but it should only go on for probably a few more weeks. The breeding seasons, we're getting towards the end of some birds, but some birds are now just starting. Michelle, what is the time of the year that the kookaburra is actually
now? It should be just finishing soon.
It's finishing soon. It is, yeah.
He has got a mate. I mean, he's not alone. He's got a mate in the trees.
Yes.
That'd be a threat to him, the other male, the reflection.
The reflection, yeah.
So he sees the reflection as being another male, so he's going down to have a peck at him to say, nick off.
That's it. A lot of birds are very territorial in their airspace, and all the birds over the last couple of months now have all been attacking each other and clearing, move out, leave me alone, that sort of thing.
I'll get in ahead of Phil and say that the solution is not to move, not to shift house, because that's usually Phil's suggestion for everything. Loris, could you smear your windows with mud so he can't see them?
Bon Amy is one that I've said before in the past. But if you'd like to give me a ring off air, I can have a further chat to you about it.
Give us your number again, Nigel, please.
You got a pen there,
Loris?
Oh, no, I haven't. Look,
that's all right. We'll
give it out at the end.
We'll have a pen ready in a few minutes because you'll hear it on the air.
Okay, thank you.
So give us a ring and I'll have a further chat with you.
I love kookaburras, incidentally. Just have to throw that in. I just love them.
They're few and far between these days.
They are. I did have one 2 days ago that was tied up with fishing line hanging out of a tree out at Hurstbridge.
Yeah, you said to us last week, every rescue you ever do is usually as a result of man-made.
It is, absolutely. We are the biggest calls to all of the problems with wildlife, and that's why I come on here to try to educate people and seal your chimneys, put me out of business.
Don's at Camberwell for you. Hey, Don.
Hi, Don.
Hello, Nigel.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. I've just got one thing to say.
Yes?
To you, Nigel. I think you do an absolutely wonderful job. And I would like to say that we are fortunate to have somebody of your character representing the care of unfortunate animals.
Well, somebody has to speak up for those who can't speak for themselves.
Well, you're unique, and that's all I wanted to say.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Don.
Good on you, Don. Much appreciated. So where to now, in terms of funding, is there ways people can help to fund you, Michelle, in the work you do?
They can donate to the shelter if they like.
Yeah. Are you happy to give a number over that people could ring?
Yes, 0411
0411
600
600
591.
And the address again, please?
Marumba Drive, South Oakley.
And that's a number that I give out quite often. I think I give it out too often for baby possums and all sorts of things. But if anybody wants to get that number later on, you can contact me at any time.
And we have got a website.
All right. Are the public welcome to come and visit you and see the animals being
We're
cared
not
for?
actually allowed to show the animals because they're injured and they're rehabilitating and they stress. So we're licensed under Department of Sustainability and it is illegal.
Okay, I totally understand that. You must hurt you when you have to part with them and put them back into the wild again. You must become very attached.
Become attached, but then it's what they were born to do. So.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the satisfaction that you get, is releasing that animal back out into the wild. And to be a good wildlife carer is not to become emotionally attached to your animal.
Yes. No, it wouldn't be easy.
It's very hard. It is very hard, but it's very rewarding watching a bird fly off. I've got a currawong that was dog attacked that I had for 6 months, and it's free, but it comes back every day.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? And you feed it?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
No.
Oh, you're not supposed to, but how can you resist?
Yeah, Michelle was actually telling me a story before we came in about a fella that picked up a baby kangaroo, and he'd had it for 3 days and was feeding it carrots, apples, what else?
Baby milk.
And baby milk. So a word to anybody, if you ever pick up any wildlife at all, the first thing you do is don't feed it. Contact your local shelter, contact your local vet, give me a ring, because that kangaroo is compromised now. He's been sent off to a specialist carer, and it's going to take them several weeks to get it right again.
Okay, now, before we wind up, Michael has a word for you. Nigel?
Hello, Michael.
How you going, Nigel? It's Michael here. You come and rescued a magpie out the tree from West Gulf Street in Northcote
yes.
7 weeks ago?
Yes, I did. That was that very windy day, and I think I was about 70 foot up the tree, and the baby magpie had fishing line wrapped around his leg, which the adult birds had picked up and put into the nest, and that is a situation that I deal with far too often every magpie season. I do anywhere between 40 to 50 jobs like that, and that little fella, as far as I know, is doing really well.
Oh, that's good. I just want to say, guys and girls, that Nigel come all the way from Hastings to Northcote just to rescue this bird.
Well, that's only just around the corner for me.
Well, there you are. That's the sort of man he is, Michael, and I'm sure he appreciates your gratitude.
And thank you, Michael.
Michelle, your shelter, your phone number 0411 600 591. Anytime we can do anything for you, we're always here. Nigel pops in on Friday nights, and you feel free to come in, and we can promote the cause.
And Michelle, you mentioned you have a website as well?
Yes, it's www.sows.org.
All right. Okay, thanks for that. And Nigel, please give us your phone number one more time.
My number is 0427 533 083, and you can find me on Facebook on Nigel Williamson or Nigel's Animal Rescue to follow my little videos that I put up daily.
We'll look forward to the next time you come in and see us, and we wish you, Michelle, a very happy Christmas.
Thanks.
Terrific. Thanks, boys.
Good night.